Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games, back with another cool arcade video for you this evening. Check this out. This is Atari's legendary Star Wars arcade game. The first one. Not the second one, or the third one, or the fourth one, or the fifth one. The very first one, the cool one, with the vector monitor. We have been repairing this for a while, and we finally got it up and running, so we figured we would film a video of what an Atari Star Wars arcade game looked like. So when you combine Atari and Star Wars and vector monitor, you come up with something special, and this is it. We have been fixing this for our buddy Adam at Player's Choice Video Games down in the Myrtle Beach Mall. He's got this sucker. He's got all kinds of cool stuff. But he's got this particular game that had monitor problems, so we fixed it for him. Now, it's had a couple little minor things done to it to change it from its out of the crate, out of the box condition. So that side art is not original. It looks just like original. It's reproduction, but it's not original. So I'll show you on this side too. So originally it looked just like this, but this has been replaced. Death Star, X-Wing. What's that one called? That's Vader's ship there. Notice his ship. I'll show you. Now I am not, I should say up front, I am not a Star Wars, what's the word? Fanatic. But I am a fan. I'm a fan, but I'm not a fanatic, so I don't know all the stuff. But my buddy Matt, if he was here, he could tell me everything. He is the man when it comes to Star Wars. So that's Vader's ship. Now, as I understand it, Vader was the only one that had the one with the curved wings. I might have that wrong, but I'm pretty sure if you see the curved wings, that's definitely him. And then, of course, there's Vader. And then these are the more regular guys. They get the hell blown out of them all the time. A lot easier to beat these guys. But what a unique looking cabinet too. If you see this cabinet, you know you're looking at a Star Wars. So if you ever see one that's been converted into something else, only Star Wars looked like that. Now there was, however, an update to it called The Empire Strikes Back, much like the movie. That was just a kit that they put in these, and it changed the sign at the top and all of that, but it used the same cabinet because they put them all in Star Wars cabinets. I don't believe there was a Empire Strikes Back that you could buy from the factory, you know, already in a cabinet. But I might be wrong about that too. I'm just throwing it out there, folks. You'll have to fact check me. I know you will. Now this front piece of art is original, I believe. If it's not, they fooled me. And so it has this kind of Star Trek, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned, Star Warsy kind of vibe to it. Very cool. And then the control panel is only this part. So if I were to take this off, it would be a piece of metal shaped just like that, right? Very cool. That's also the original art, I believe. The way you can tell is if they're real dirty, they're probably original. So this one has some dust that you only get from being 40 years old. So if I was going to bet the house on it, I'd say that's original as well. We got some numbers here. So they sometimes mean something. Let's see. 679 27 279. I have no clue what that means. And then we have 022 36 920 and 0516 4837. I don't know what those would mean. They don't look like dates. But think about it. They specifically put those numbers on there for something. What's that all about? Who knows? And this is the famous Atari Star Wars yoke. So you can turn this way to go up and down on the screen, and this way to go left or right on the screen. And then there are 4 buttons. There's a trigger on the front that I can't hardly even show you. You can see it on that one a little bit better. And it hangs a little bit loose. And then there's a button on the top. These are similar, but not the same as what they did later with Atari Road Riot 4-wheel drive, but it's not the same. It's just similar. And when I was playing it, when we were testing it, it seemed like all 4 buttons did the same thing. So I don't know if later on you get a second weapon, but it seemed like they all shot the same thing, which actually would make sense because on the X-Wing you got the 4 guns. So I don't know. I don't know, folks. Maybe we'll figure out when we play it here in a minute. You probably remember better than me. I was born in 78, so this came out in like 83. So I was 5. I didn't play this. I had no clue it existed. Now, on the camera, you can see how the screen has black lines running through it. It's not really doing that here in person. There is a little bit of a flicker going on, but it's nowhere near what the camera is showing. So what's going on is the camera is refreshing at 60 frames per second. If you look down in the corner of your YouTube video, it'll confirm that. So it's taking 60 pictures of the screen per second. And the screen is refreshing. It's a vector monitor. It's drawing in things, and then it's refreshing what it's drawn in at a different rate than 60 per second. I don't know the exact rate. So the refresh is different. So what's going on is my camera, sometimes whenever it takes those 60 pictures, it takes them so quick that sometimes it's taking a picture of the screen with part of the info missing. And then you're watching it back, and it strings it all together, and you see a line roll through the screen that ain't really rolling through the screen, visible to the naked eye. So when I look at it here with my eye, I don't see it. Like all that's flickering on the screen, but here in person it's not at all. So sorry folks, it's a vector monitor thing. It does it on rasters too, but it seems to do it a lot worse on these vectors. It's really hard to film a vector monitor and make it look good. Now, you people that are techophiles, is that what they call them? Videophiles. I'm sure you've got it all figured out where you can figure out how to do it, but I'm just pointing a camera at the screen. Hopefully we can. I'll put it on manual focus though, so it doesn't go blurry like that whenever we play it. But the lines and stuff, you're probably just gonna have to deal with. Now here in person, it does flicker a little bit. It's nothing like you're seeing on the screen, but it is doing it just a little bit whenever there's a lot of stuff on the screen. This is not the original monitor. There were only, I may have this wrong, but I think there were 3 color vector monitors in arcade games. Sega had one that they used in their games, and they only work really in the Sega games. And then Atari had the Wells Gardner 6100 that they used in Tempest and some games like that. This is what you're looking at right now. This is a Wells Gardner 6100. Wells Gardner 6100. Great monitor, but all of these color vectors were problematic. They had issues at the beginning that the operators didn't know how to fix. Nowadays, we kind of know what the deal was, and they're fixable. I fixed this one. If you didn't see the 2 videos where we fixed it, go check them out. But this is a Wells Gardner 6100. The one that originally came in this cabinet was an Ampliphone vector monitor, and the Ampliphones were a little bit better with their voltage regulation and that kind of stuff, so they don't have kind of some of the problems that these 6100s had. But they had their own problem where later on all of the flybacks exploded. So I don't think they exploded. I think they just stopped working. So originally it had an Ampliphone in it. It must have broke at some point, and somebody put in the Wells Gardner 6100. That is not to say that this is a crappy monitor. It is not. This is a very valuable monitor. If you were to pull the monitor out of this game, it's probably worth about $800. Yeah, that's where we're at. And the reason that it's like that is because some of the coolest games that they made back in the day used these damn color vector monitors. And if you don't have one, you really miss out. So I'm going to film this of us playing it, but just so you know, it's nothing like playing it yourself. If you ever get a chance to play one on the original vector monitor, check it out. It just looks different than anything you've ever seen. A raster monitor scans the image in. A vector monitor just draws it in. Completely different concept behind the way it works. So if you ever get an opportunity to play one on a vector monitor, do it. Up here at the top, it has this marquee. This has been changed too. This isn't quite original. There was some kind of wood frame behind these originally that kind of wrapped around the top and the bottom. Somebody has replaced that because they broke a lot. So they've put like a piece of wood to hold the bottom, and there's a metal bracket to hold the top. It's fairly similar though to how it looked originally, but it is just slightly different. But all in all, this is a very nice machine in my opinion. It's not 100% original, but they have done some things to keep it running and looking good over the years, and it's still running and looking good years later. So what can you say? All right, I'm gonna set up the tripod. We will play it a little bit and see what you think. Okay, so we'll watch the attract mode for a second just so you can see how it was. Princess Leia's Rebel Force. By the way, if you get one of these, if you notice it's slightly pin cushioned on the side, that's because it has the 6100 in it instead of the Ampliphone. If a game was designed for an Ampliphone, they didn't do any pin cushion correction because the Ampliphone board did it. If the game was designed for a 6100, they built the pin cushion correction into the game board. Obi-Wan Kenobi is gone, but his presence is felt within the Force. The Empire's Death Star, under the command of Darth Vader, nears the rebel planet. You must join the rebellion to stop the Empire. The Force will be with you. Always. It needs the music. But if I do the music, Disney will sue me. Flight instructions to Red 5. 1. Your X-Wing is equipped with an invisible deflector shield that will protect you for 9 collisions. Deflector strength is lost when a fireball impacts your shield or when you strike a laser tower or trench catwalk. Aim your lasers with cursors to explode Empire TIE fighters, tower tops, and trench turrets. Shoot fireballs before they impact your shield. The Rebel Force is depending on you to stop the Empire by blowing up the Death Star. So that's our mission, folks. We're supposed to blow up the Death Star. And if you notice, during the attract mode, they don't really play the game. Darth Vader's ship, 2,000 points. TIE Fighters, 1,000 points. Laser bunkers, 200. Laser towers, 200. Trench turrets, 100. Fireballs, 33. Exhaust port, 25,000. Destroying all tower tops, 50,000. Yeah, we're not going to get anywhere near the top of this high score list here. It's just not going to happen. All right, are you ready? Let's try it out. So when you put a quarter in,
the Force will be with you.
That's 1 quarter. And then I put another.
Always.
Now you notice at the top of the screen it says 14 credits. So they've got it set where you get a whole ton of credits. That's a dip switch setting. All right, so we're going to play it. Again, I'm not that great at it, but it'll kind of give you an idea of what the original game was like. You might see there's 4 blue dots in the corner. That's to help you line up the screen. You're supposed to adjust those where they're slightly off the screen, but since it's got the wrong one and it's keystoned a little bit, we've left it on a little bit. In gameplay, though, you can't hardly tell that it's got the wrong monitor. Oh, another thing I'll mention before we do it. When you blow up the Death Star, the folks that designed the game, they knew that on a vector monitor, if you draw the beam outside of the displayed area, it starts making it do all kinds of crazy stuff. And they knew that if you drew a bunch of lines on the screen at the same time, that it would overload the monitor. It couldn't really handle it. That's why whenever there's a bunch of text on the screen, you see it flicker more. It's just harder for the beam to jump around and draw all that stuff. Everywhere there's a little line, it's literally drawing that line and then moving and drawing another line and then moving and drawing another line. So when there's a lot of stuff on the screen, it's got a lot more going on. So what they did when you blow up the Death Star, all they can do is draw lines. So they start drawing a concentric line that comes out from it, and it eventually overloads the monitor and makes everything crash apart and look like the Death Star blew up and the screen blooms and gets too big and everything. See how it's flickering now because there's a whole lot on the screen? Here in person I can see it. It's flickering a little bit, not as bad as the camera. But so my whole point is, they knew that the monitors had a fault, like one of their, I guess we'll call it a fault. had a fault where it couldn't handle a whole bunch of stuff on the screen at once. So to create the explosion of the Death Star, they just draw a bunch of stuff on the screen at once and let it just go crazy. Brilliant. Let's try it out.
Red 5 standing by.
We'll do easy. What do you think? So remember what Vader's ship looked like.
Use the force, Luke.
So they got me once.
Yahoo! You're on fire,
So watch what happens. So cool. There he is. You see that little bastard? You see him? Where'd he go? There he was. He's at the top. That about got me.
I'm going in.
All I did was hit him a couple times.
Use the force, Luke.
Okay. If you had the Force, wouldn't you use it all the time anyway?
Remember, the force will be with you, always.
Always.
Red 5 standing by.
Okay, let's try wave 3. Shoot fireballs. See him? Vader shoots more.
I'm going in.
I couldn't get him. You can see where Star Fox got this.
Use the force, Luke.
Okay. I'm gonna use the Force. I'm a wiener.
Luke, trust me.
That's so awesome. See him? Look at him. He got away from me. There he is. I hit him, but I don't think I got him. Oh no!
Remember,
The force will be with you.
Always. Is this the cantina music? What do you think about that? Alright, let's try it one more time on the hard level. Maybe we'll see something I've never seen before.
red 5 standing by.
They only got me twice. See, it says Shield 7.
That thing.
Look at the size of that thing. Oh, they got me again. I keep trying to fly through the wrong spots.
Power.
Use the force, Luke. Oh no, the force got me. Oh no.
Remember,
The force will be with you. Always.
Always. Okay, we're going to try it one more time on the hard one. What do you think?
red 5 standing by.
Okay. Damn it. It's a distraction.
That thing.
It's a distraction to try to shoot Vader because then you miss the fireballs and I hit you. It looked thicker than, it looked wider than it was.
Use the force, Luke.
Use the force, Lucas. Okay, I just noticed that George Lucas's last name starts with Luke. Did everybody else already know that? Every time I trust you, you get me dead.
Remember,
The Force will be with you, always.
All right, folks, well, there you go. That's the original Star Wars arcade game. Hope you've enjoyed this series. If you didn't see us fix it on the other 2 videos, go check that out. So make sure you leave your comments below. Give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film it for you. Look how cool that old school monitor is. Love it. It's the only way to fly, people. All these people that put LCDs in them, it ain't the same. I mean, I understand if you got to do that to get it working, but it ain't the same. This one looks great. So leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. We'd like to thank everybody that's been checking out our Amazon links. Thank you for everybody that does that. Basically, if you don't know what that is, we have a link to Amazon down below. If you go click that before you buy anything on Amazon, it can be a Star Wars arcade game, or it can be a Star Wars coffee mug. Anything you buy on Amazon, it gives us a little royalty because we sent you there to buy it. So thank you to everybody that's been doing that. I was looking earlier, and somebody today bought a virtual reality headset. So whoever that was, we see you out there. Thank you for everybody that's been doing stuff like that. Very cool. And also check out our brother channel. So my brother's name is Donnie. My brother Donnie. And he gets into all kinds of shenanigans. Lately we've been working on this old building. We've got we did a mobile home that we rebuilt. That was pretty fun. We've been working on some trucks and vehicles and things like that. And he's always getting into all kinds of hijinks. He found a snake the other day. That was funny. So go check out his channel too, my brother Donnie. It has nothing to do with arcade games, but it's more entertaining than this one in every other way. So well, I'll see you over there. Leave your comments below, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one.